Let me paint you a picture. It was a Tuesday, a regular day. But this day held a massive opportunity. A young salesperson, let's call him Mark, had a meeting set. This wasn't just any meeting. This was with a potential whale, a business owner, a guy named David, who was looking to upgrade his company's entire software system. David was ready to spend. He had the budget. He had the need. He walked into that meeting with his checkbook practically open, ready to solve a problem that was costing him time and money every single day. Mark felt the pressure. You could see it. He had his best suit on, his shoes were shined, he had a fancy PowerPoint presentation locked and loaded on his tablet. He believed he was prepared. He thought he had all the answers before the questions were even asked. David offered Mark a coffee, making small talk about the traffic. He was trying to build a connection. He nervously sipped his water and immediately launched into his pitch. Mark opened his tablet and the screen lit up with his company's logo. "David," he said, his voice a little too loud, a little too rehearsed. "Let me show you why our Enterprise Pro Max package is exactly what you need." He didn't ask. He told. He dove straight into a 20-minute monologue about features. He talked about cloud storage capacities, multi-user interfaces, and advanced analytics dashboards. David tried to interject. He leaned forward, opening his mouth to speak. "That's interesting, but the main issue we have is with inventory tracking." Mark didn't let him finish. "I'm glad you brought that up," Mark exclaimed, cutting him off. The energy in the room shifted. You could feel it. David leaned back in his chair. He crossed his arms. He started glancing at the clock on the wall. Mark was so deep in his pitch, so lost in his own voice, that he didn't even notice. In reality, he was digging a hole, and with every feature he listed, he was throwing another shovelful of dirt on top of this dying deal. Mark finally reached the end of his presentation. He looked up, beaming with pride, expecting applause. David finally spoke, his voice calm but firm. "Mark, I appreciate you taking the time to come in today. That's the kiss of death right there. When a prospect thanks you for your time, you've already lost. Your software seems very comprehensive, but I don't think it's the right fit for us right now." Mark was stunned. "But what do you mean?" he stammered. "We have the best features. Our price is competitive. I can even talk to my manager about a discount." He was now in desperation mode. David stood up, extending his hand. The meeting was over. "Thank you again, Mark. We'll keep your information on file." The deal was dead. It died the moment Mark decided his pitch was more important than his prospect's problem. He lost a massive sale, not because his product was bad, not because his price was too high, but because he failed at the most fundamental aspect of sales, listening. So what's the lesson here? It's simple, but most people miss it. Sales is not about talking. It's about listening. It's not about having the best pitch. It's about asking the best questions. People don't buy products. They buy solutions to their problems. If you don't know the problem, you can't sell the solution. Think about what Mark could have done differently. He could have started by saying, "David, thanks for meeting with me. Before I talk about what we do, tell me about what's going on in your business." That one question changes everything. It puts the customer at the center of the universe. It transforms a pitch into a consultation. So let me ask you, have you ever been on the receiving end of a pitch like Mark's? Have you ever walked away from a purchase because the salesperson just wouldn't listen? This is AI English Lab, where we learn from real-world mistakes to build better communication skills. Subscribe for more real sales stories and communication lessons that actually work.